What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Seth, and I'm here to do a TLG Reacts, where I'll be reacting to the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play that happened yesterday. I'm a little late on that, but I'm going to watch it right now, and we're going to talk about it. And before we watch that, I'm going to react to the Quarry, which was announced, which is being made by Supermassive Games, the guys who made Until Dawn and a bunch of their other Dark Pictures series games. I don't want to make a whole video for this alone, so I'm just going to throw this in there. But if you're here for Hogwarts Legacy, that's going to be the bulk of this episode. So skip forward if you're not interested or in the Quarry. Yeah, I want to see it. Before we watch these videos, real quick, if you're like a big Harry Potter fan, that's awesome. I don't have a huge interest in Harry Potter, so I'm not going to be up to date on all the terminology and lore, deeper lore of Harry Potter. I know some basics, but that's about it. But I do have a strong interest in this game. When there was leaked footage and pictures that came out a while back, I looked at it and I was like, that's like a fucking AAA ass looking game. It looks like it's going to be really fucking, at the very least, interesting in terms of being like a big open wizard game. Like that's not really a thing we get. And so, I'm a fan of video games. I'm a fan of gameplay, and it looked like it was giving some opportunities to be had that I have not had in a lot of games, except for, I guess, now Elden Ring, because you can run around and be a wizard boy in that, but not at Hogwarts and not in a learning to be a wizard way. So I am definitely interested in this as a game, and maybe retroactively it'll make me interested in Harry Potter, which would be really weird. So I have a really big interest in this. I also think, isn't Avalanche making it? If that's true, I don't remember who's making it. I'm asking you like you can answer me right now. I think it's Avalanche. I think somebody told me Avalanche was making it, which is fucking wild if they're making it, because I love Avalanche, but which would make it even better. So yeah, really actually excited to see this, and I think it's kind of crazy we're getting like a 22-minute state of play just for it. It's also nice to finally see, hopefully, see the game. As for spoilers, I saw everybody ranting and raving about it on Twitter. Mostly positive, so that's good. I didn't really see any of the details because I didn't want to really. I want to go into this as blind as possible. Saw a couple screenshots, but skipped over them very quickly. And even when I was skimming the audio for this, I averted my eyes because I didn't want to ruin the reaction. So, yeah, you know where I stand. You know where I'm at when it comes to my hype for this game. I am definitely interested in it, and I hope it's awesome looking, and maybe it'll make me a Harry Potter fan yet. I've been to Universal Studios though, and I had the butterbeer. Is that what it's called? I also had some like fizzy drink there too. So, I dabble. I dabble in Harry Potter when it comes to physically being there and drinking the things that they have to offer. All right, let's jump into these videos and get this started, so I can stop babbling because baby just woke up. I'm real sleepy, but I gotta get this video out, and I'm excited to get it out. So yeah, let's do the Quarry, which I read somewhere is the spiritual successor to Until Dawn, which I think is interesting. I also did not see anything about the Dark Pictures anthology on it as well, so I don't know why they're pulling that back. I always thought it'd be kind of cool if they went back and made Until Dawn part of that series as well, because it's kind of like the beginning of it without actually being a part of it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So guess we'll find out. This is the Quarry announcement / pre-order trailer. Oh wow, pre-order! Fucking so excited for PS5 and PS4 in 3, 2, 1, and go. Damn, dude. Bop.
Later, kids.
Yeah, Hackett's Quarry forever!
Man, the games always look so good.
I just want to get you guys safely out of Dodge before the sun goes down.
He looks as tired as me.
Damn it! I thought I told you kids to check everything.
Look, it's not that big of a deal, okay? We'll just spend one more night here.
No! No! Just stop.
No.
Let me think. Okay. Make sure that everybody is inside the lodge for tonight. Lock the doors. No one in, no one out.
So in the woods or on a lake,
I'll be back
not
first thing in the
out in a
morning.
snowy
I'll
mountain.
Get you all on the road.
What if we're out partying tonight, out in the woods, and we end up in a most dangerous game situation?
Like when people hunt other people.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's camp is over, and hunting season has just begun.
This is the most natural dialogue I've heard in a supermassive
Maybe
game.
it's your girlfriend, Ryan.
The heck of heck.
It always sounds so broken when they talk to each other.
Did you hear that?
I don't know why.
Should we look?
Maybe it was the bears.
And why does everyone blame everything on bears?
Do
Okay.
you got anything better? I mean, like zombies, aliens, time hopping Draculas.
Ryan?
Hey! Run! Anything needs to happen, please!
We ain't playing games no more, little girl.
There's something coming!
1, 2, lost, Max, we're lost. 3.
Terrified kids are bad for business.
You have to cut it off! Cut it off!
Anyway.
I'm remembering some of the
ease
major
up on the
beats
ghost
of
stories.
Until Dawn,
Sorry.
and
Just stick to Kumbaya next time, okay?
I think
What's
I know
that?
what's going on here a little bit.
You guys don't do
But we'll
Kumbaya
see.
anymore?
Okay, I know some of these people. I got a lot of people in this.
Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Okay, so you didn't say what you get. It's just like do it, pre-order it. You want this, pre-order it. Don't even think about buying it. Like when it comes out, buy it right now. So overall, I thought this actually looked pretty cool. It had a cool horror vibe to it. Had some a couple things that kind of remind me of Until Dawn, honestly, but a lot of it didn't, which I think is better because like if it's going to be like loosely inspired by it, if that is true, I don't know if that's true. It's something I read. I would want it to be, its own thing. I want a whole new experience, and I think Until Dawn still looks really good. That game looked really good when it came out, and so I don't really know why you need to like soft spiritual successor / reboot it. If you want to just do one thing they've been doing that I've really loved about Supermassive games, is that they're essentially just making a bunch of horror movies that are interactive. And so if you want to make another movie that's like similar to Until Dawn, that's fine. Like, there's a bunch of like slasher movies where people are getting killed at different locations or whatever. And so, I don't know why necessarily they would need to make a spiritual successor to that, but and not just make another horror themed game. But this is looking cool. It's looking like their pedigree, what they make. I was happy to see that the dialogue sounded a lot more natural than what their prior games have been like. And there's some like, I guess, comedic banter there. There's also some genuine scares, it seems like. I am curious if they're going to dabble in the same kind of horror elements as Until Dawn. I don't really want to spoil it just because the game's not obvious in what the monster or person is in that, and I wonder if this is going to do the same thing, which would be interesting. But yeah, it's looking cool. It's got a full roster of a big cast of people in it, which is cool to see. And which I recognize some of them, which is good. Yeah, I got a lot of questions though on why it's the Quarry, why it's not part of the Dark Pictures anthology, and why it has anything to do with Until Dawn, outside of there's a big cabin in the woods and a bunch of people out there going to get killed. But yeah, these games are always really cool though, with all the decisions you can make and finding out, what happens when you do make certain decisions. Watching a character that I don't care about typically get murdered or not, and see who makes it to the end. Also, these games have a cool like movie night mode. I forgot what it's called. That might be it, where you can play with friends. I think up to 4 people. and you can all like assign yourselves to a character. And so when it becomes their part in the scene, you pass the controller over to somebody, and they can kind of continue to make decisions and choices for that person to see how the movie, rolls out, how it ends. And I think it's pretty cool. So I'm assuming this will have that as well, because they all do at this point, and it's a pretty cool feature. Yeah, it's looking cool. And I mean, I always, even though a lot of these are like really dorky in the dialogue and characters, they're done well, and they're a lot of fun. I'm somebody who enjoys like shitty horror movies, so I typically always pick these up. I didn't get the last one though. I didn't pick up the last game they made. The one like in the cave in the desert, or wherever the hell, it's like soldiers or something. I need to pick that one up. Yeah, overall, this is looking cool. I'm kind of confused on a couple things they're doing here, but other than that, it's looking pretty good, and I will most likely pick it up and have some fun with it, and then move on with my life. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Quarry. How you feeling about like what they're doing with it in terms of like making like a soft spiritual successor, and making a game that's not part of the whole thing? Do you have info on that? And yeah, is there anything you'd like to see them put into this game? Anything you'd like to see them take out? And what are you hoping for from this? Let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. All right, we got Hogwarts Legacy State of Play that happened on March 17th. It's March 18th as of recording. I woke up early for this. I'm an early boy. And yeah, it's 22 minutes long. I don't honestly know what to expect outside of a couple of the pictures I saw on Twitter. Looked like it showed gameplay. So I am stoked for that. Always stoked for gameplay. I love gameplay. And yeah, we should probably watch this, because I don't really have much to add to it outside of what I said earlier. So I am honestly pretty excited for this. Hopefully it's a cool Wizard game, because we don't really get those, and we don't really get those on a AAA level. So it's exciting. So let's just jump into this in 3, 2, 1, and go. PlayStation's just fucking popping out these state of plays, dude. I love it. WB's got all sorts of games coming out. Yeah, Avalanche, okay. Is that a new logo? If at the very least Avalanche makes fun games, they're very good at that.
Lumos.
In-game footage, work in progress. Ah, it's looking pretty good. It's a good work in progress. Caleb, dude.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Looks pretty good. What has a pet? Port key games. What is that?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world.
This is a AAA
You'll need
game.
to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to
This
attend
looks
classes,
great.
and you do have some catching up to do, as you are starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
Detailed it is.
So you are the
If you're a
new
Harry
student.
Potter fan, dude, you
You'll
should be
begin
fucking
your studies
pumped.
attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Oh, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin?
I love
Welcome to year 5 of charm.
the style
Now, this
of
will be
this.
a
It
crucial
looks
year
good.
in your education on the art of charm work. but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Breakdancing, honestly.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
You may begin.
Oh, you're getting fucked up, son. He embarrassed him in front of everybody.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells,
Oh, that was like
grow
homeless
magical
guy for a
plants,
second.
brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
That
You
was
may
cool.
even find yourself in
I don't know if
iconic
that was a challenging
locations
puzzle,
you've
but that
never
was
been able
cool.
to explore before.
It's fine. I'm not a big fan of puzzles.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be
Interesting.
familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
That's smart though. They should try and
Join the headless
make it like a separate thing.
This offering is sure to win them over.
So not just banking
Don't
on,
forget why I'm here, sir.
you know,
You'll
what
come to
people
know
know.
this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum, ones designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
Lumos.
Opportunities
this
for
is looking
adventure
way better than I
abound
thought it
in
was
the
gonna be.
area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have
God
opinions
damn.
differ as to how great a threat he really is.
That little guy. I'm sure the Harry Potter fans are like, bro,
Ranrock's
that's
loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a
What's that
magical
combat?
force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and
slapped,
wizards,
dude.
all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an
interesting. The
uneasy
effects are
alliance
fucking good.
between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
This game is impressive, dude. Like that scene right there. Look at that. It looks fucking great. It'd be funny if this
Enemies
game was just
possess
like a lot of
unique
just walking
defensive
around
and
and interacting with
offensive
things,
abilities,
but like
including
not a
blasting
lot of
curses,
gameplay.
stunning spells,
That would
enchanted
fucking, that would
weaponry,
suck.
and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
The combat's interesting though, because it's not quite a shooter and it's not
Counterattack with
a melee
powerful
combat
stunning
game.
charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
I like the floating around and shit. It's pretty dope.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
It's cool looking. Pretty cool. A lot of floating though. You just make people float all the time and just blast them. That's what I would do. Like physics.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes.
I'm gonna spam Incendio
You can
all
even
day,
use the
dude.
mysterious, powerful
cool.
magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
This is wild, dude. You make this game any better, and they're not gonna do it because it's
Perhaps
a lot
you'd be
going
good
on.
enough to blast each other to pieces
That'd
in
be
your
sick.
own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades,
Little
talents,
baby.
and skills to aid your progression as a wizard.
It's me, baby.
Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which
stealth.
talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can
A
also
ninja
loot,
wizard.
buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat.
Pretty cool.
Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can
Damn.
increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your
hell
enemies
yeah.
at bay.
Fucking little
You can even unleash
cabbages
deadly
to
mandrake
kill people for
seedlings
me.
to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies. In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
And you can fly around?
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
What's the meeting like for this game? Like, what should we do? What would people want to do at Hogwarts?
Some abilities may be
Let's just
taught
do
to you
that.
by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And over time, you'll learn their stories.
Damn.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with
I
them
love
more
magical
easily than
beasts.
with
Look at that
humans.
thing.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow.
Oh,
a
I thought you saw my
charismatic
fucking Willy
Slytherin
Wonka back there. They gotta look like you can give a shit about anything.
with a troubling family secret.
Especially his fashion
The
sense,
sooner
dude.
you
You see
accept
how
that
he's
reality,
dressed?
the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
This seems like a big-ass game.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
Uh-oh.
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you. Since you need to catch up to your
Okay,
peers,
you put
the
things
room
on there.
provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
That's cool looking.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of
What
magical
the
beasts.
fuck?
What is it? Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
Figure it
You
out,
can
Deke.
freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
That's cool. Damn, look at that thing. You can fire on that thing too?
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients
This is
and
a new
recipes
fucking update for
to seeds for magical
RDO.
plants to all sorts of gear. But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts.
Yeah, knock it off.
You must avoid them or defeat them.
Maybe do something else.
As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain.
That's very
Unique
cool.
wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself.
Is this coming out
when
this
he
year?
was a student at Hogwarts.
This looks like dumb.
Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of
Holy
poachers
shit.
and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement. But there are dangers beyond your understanding
need so
in
much
the
in
world
this.
as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about Harry Potter, but that game looks sick. Holiday 2020. So it is this year. Man, start the year off with Elden Ring and end with that.
That was your first extended look at
That's
Hogwarts Legacy.
That's pretty cool.
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
They got real wizards and witches working on this game, dude. This is fucking the dark arts.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
As long as you stay off Twitter.
Our team is so excited to take all
like
of
it.
the love that they
You
put
love
into
it.
this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Yeah, I could see that. First, like 20 years, but I was like,
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way that it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
and even the concept art's
We
cool.
really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with
She
the
looked
iconic experiences
pissed.
from the movies that fans will recognize.
It's like someone took
is
something
really just
that
the
was her
perfect
favorite
handshake
thing right in front of her,
between the
right
two.
before they interviewed her, and just broke it. And like, okay, what do you think about this? She's like, what the
Just
fuck?
the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all these elements that can
It's
come
the one
together
that's
to
missing
create this
for me. It's like,
amazing
I don't have an affinity
AAA
for it.
open
But
world
like,
action
if I did,
RPG.
holy shit.
When
be
it comes to the
freaking
open
out.
world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that
Just
are really
cruising,
exclusive
dude.
to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a fifth year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did in the Wizarding
as
world that
as
you
an
haven't seen
outsider
before.
on
Or
this
make our own
topic,
magic
I
with our
actually
story
appreciate
we're
they're
trying
just
to
doing
tell.
like
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding
their own
world
story.
from,
So
the
I won't have
1900s
to. I'm
and
sure
on,
I'll be
really.
more enriched
But
if I do
now,
know
with this
lore.
world, we're able to
But
sort
going
of
into it
create a space that's their own.
fresh like that is smart, I think, for everybody. Because for the people
Fans
who
of
are
the
already
series
into
will know
this,
that ancient
they're going to
magic
be
has
into
been
all the
around
things
for
that
a
they
long
know and
time,
love
to
and they're
say the
seeing, and
least.
like, holy
And
shit, I know what
that
that
Hogwarts
is.
itself is a
But for someone like
stronghold of
me,
ancient
you can just
magic.
kind of hop in, make your
And
own
the
character,
avatar, the
and experience
player,
your own story.
has the
and
ability
then potentially
to sense
maybe
it
want to
and
get into
possibly
the rest
wield
of
it or
it later.
control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books.
Jeff Bunker,
And
dude.
over development, we reread the books many times.
I hope he has a
Every time we start
bunker
with a
in
new
his
feature,
backyard
we dig into
for the end
that.
of the world, and he
then
calls it
beyond,
Jeff
we would go
Bunker.
into the films.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. As a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room
Hufflepuff
supposed
common
to look
room,
like?
dude. That
It's
sounds
close enough to the world that
swanky.
we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
Pretty cool.
When people engage in the Wizarding world,
I saw
what's
somebody
the one
say on
anchor?
Twitter, this
Like,
game's
what's
not
the
going to
thing
sell
that
very
everyone
well.
comes
I'm
back
like, are
to?
you
What's
high?
the thing
What are
that
you
grounds
talking
it all
about?
and grounds all
First
the
off, the
characters
game
and
just
grounds
looks
all these
good.
figures?
For someone like
And
me.
for us, we
But
really
also,
felt
like,
that
Harry
answer
Potter
was Hogwarts itself.
isn't a small
that
brand.
school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
You don't think people are going to
How
want to
to
fucking
bring
interact
Hogwarts
with
to
this
life.
shit that they grew up with?
That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage
It's
connects
pretty
to this
big,
passage
dude.
for
It doesn't
game,
look.
'cause
I
you're
mean,
gonna
it
have to
looks a
walk
little
it.
smaller than
And of course, again,
Stormvale.
Sentient Castle, it's got
Castle,
new surprises
but
up its sleeves.
pretty
It
big.
likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations. And then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to. And we have to make the connective tissue that brings all that together.
Having a world that is a breathing, living world is
Man, what
very
a good-looking
hard to do
game.
because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
That was wild looking.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Those quirky games, or is that something that has to do with fucking Harry Potter?
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play.
I need to look that up.
Our team
Is
is
Avalanche
so
helping?
grateful
What does
for the
Avalanche have
excitement
to do
and
with
for the
this?
passion that all of you
Is this
bring to
Avalanche?
this.
What's
It's
going
truly
on?
what fuels us.
I got some research
On
to do.
behalf of our team at WB
Okay.
Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you
So
at
quirky
Hogwarts.
games, a Harry Potter thing. I'm so lost. I don't know what that is. Okay.
That's our show. We hope you're excited
Avalanche
for
is
the magic
cool
to
though.
come. See
I'm
you
all
next
about
time.
it. See you next time. Yeah, fucking maybe, dude. Maybe. Don't just assume. All right, well, that was Hogwarts Legacy, and hopefully you watched that with me, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back and talk about every single detail, because there was a lot of shit they showed in that, way more that I could have even thought that they would be willing to make in a game. I mean, a lot of it seems like systems, like, you can go talk to the vendor and they talk about like, oh, you're going to the village and exploring or whatever, or like, you could put these, you can customize this thing, but it's mostly just like putting down pre-made things or whatever. I'm not trying to sound like it's like simple or whatever, but they really kind of like talked this stuff up, and it's really cool. But there's a lot of those things to do, though. There's a lot of these individual things to be going around. You go into this room, you can do that. You can go in this room, do that. And, it just seems like there's a lot of variety in the activities that you can do. And it's very cool. Hopefully it is it has a lot to offer. Hopefully there's a lot going on there. I'm not going to, overhype it though and expect a lot from all these individual features. But the idea of being able to have this adventure that's more than just cutscenes and structured levels where you just go and do the thing it tells you to do and then come back and watch a cinematic and do a couple interactive things. It's really cool they're doing more than that. It seems like they are going for at least being able to explore Hogwarts, find all the secrets that they have set up, and then do these little tasks here and there as you want to while experiencing an overall story. Is really cool. It's a really, if somebody was to make a Harry Potter game, I mean, this seems like the Harry Potter game you would want them to make. It needs those side tasks, that going to class things that that you would expect from like a Harry Potter story. So that's really cool. So customize your character. That's dope. I'm glad you can do that. That'll be really good for people who like to make themselves in games and act like it's them in the story, live in it. That's cool. It's also cool for anybody who just wants to make their own character. I'll probably make some goofy looking guy just for fun. I will be curious to see how complex the character editor is. I don't expect a lot from it, but it looks good. And the character models of this game look fantastic. So it would be cool to make a character within the confines of that. The adventuring, walking around Hogwarts is really cool, and it looks like they really haven't pulled any punches on the development of this. Everything just looks top notch. The animations are great. The mocapping's great. The facial mocapping's great. The detail in the environments is really detailed and good. Every single room looks individual and completely handcrafted, which is very cool to see. And going around doing these classes, doing these activities, meeting characters like this will give it a really good live-in quality that'll make people who are maybe new, but also people who are fans of Harry Potter, it'll make them really happy. I think it's gonna give you more to chew on, and when you beat the game, you're gonna go, oh man, probably you'll feel like this, I don't know, be like, oh man, I want to play it again, or I'm not done with that yet. So that's really cool. And it'll, between just doing magic and combat and shit, it'll be a good way to kind of, change things up, refresh, and have a bigger experience than just, running around and beating shit up. The puzzles, I guess they're calling them, look really cool. It does seem like just kind of like, hey, this looks like a button you can press and it'll let you hear, which is fine. I don't need anything complex. Puzzles, I typically feel like kind of slow down the gameplay. I'm like enjoying myself. And it's like, stop, take like 5 minutes to figure this out. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep going. I'm also really impressed with that picture, though. The one that he does the spell above, and the picture turns into a door. I really love what they did there, and it seems like something that would be in Harry Potter, but as a gameplay thing, it's neat to see. Everything in this game looks so good visually, and all the characters and dialogue, and this just seems like such a. I hate to celebrate AAA so much, but like there's a lot of things you can do with AAA with the budget that you have that other people can't, and a lot of AAA doesn't. That gets me excited. The budget allows for this game to be crazy huge and have a lot to offer, which is really cool. Exploration looks cool. Looks like there's a lot of locations. I'm curious if this will be like individual zones you like warp into or load into. You decide to go here and you go there, or if it's gonna be like open world and you'll be able to freely move there. I feel like it's gonna be the first thing I said as opposed to the second, but we'll see. But it'll be cool to, you're going to want to run around Hogwarts. It's complex. There's a lot of things going on there to check out, but you are going to want a change in scenery, and I'm glad that they have all these different places to go. Combat's looking cool. It's a really interesting mix of Well, it's hard to kind of pinpoint because it seems like there's a lot of like lock on and dodging and blocking mechanics going on here that you get from like a melee centric game, but it's not because you're shooting projectiles, shooting elements, and you know, putting people in stasis and stuff, which is really cool. But you're not shooting. You're not shooting a gun, and you're not swinging at people. So it's a really kind of cool combat that we really don't have in a game. It's not, you know, revolutionary because you are just doing a lot of the basics of combat that you would do in a lot of other games, but in this more like magic visual style, it looks pretty cool. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Man, this scene is so good looking. Just some of these scenes I just like look at it, I'm like, that's a good looking fucking game. Even the physics on their clothes and the pathway being created, the particle effects on all the spells, which look fantastic. Even there, if you look in the background, you'll of course look at the combat, but even in the background, everything looks so fucking good. Kind of touched on it a bit in the beginning, kind of lost myself in what I was trying to think of what I was saying there, but you know, a lot of the side stuff, I'm curious about the depth of it. I mean, some people might just hear it and go, "Oh, you're gonna build this exact like right here if you're." Oh, it's just there. You know, some people might just hear like, "Oh, you're gonna be able to do that," and get really excited. I'm wondering, like, is this gonna be like something you just kind of stop by, press X, set a number, and then press X and walk off, or is there gonna be like more of a mini game to it? Is there gonna be a way to put your own flair on it? It seems like you are just kind of putting what you want in that circle. And there's going to be like a couple options, and then you can kind of pick there. And I'm happy with that, but I'm curious on how deep we can go with this, you know, whatever's going on here. This herbalism or the fuck, I forgot what they called it, but it's cool looking though. I like it. This is also dope. I love that it just keeps growing until you can enter it. It's such a cool visual style. That you can fly on, and I apologize for anybody who's all about, you know, what things are actually called. This is also cool. This whole like customization area where you can like put down things the way you want it. I was kind of touching on that as well. Like, it is cool, and even if it's simple, I'll like it. But I'm curious on how much you can really customize that area. But I love that it's there. I would prefer it be there than not, even if it's a simple system. What I was trying to touch on, though, this Hogsmeade thing's really cool, too. But, you know, it does seem like it's just a place to talk to people, and there's vendors there. Hopefully there's events and shit that happen there. That'd be really cool. The mounts, I guess. The broomstick, I don't know what they call it in it. And the flying monster thing. Really cool to see. I'm curious about how big these zones are, if you could fly around in them, or are these set pieces? I don't know. But it seems like it was kind of like freeform, like you go anywhere you wanted. So that's pretty cool. Also, it showed earlier like different outfits you can wear. I'm really happy they're doing that as well because, you know, I have no affinity for like the fucking Hogwarts Academy outfit that they wear. So I will want to look different, I guess. But within theme, I want it to look like something that would actually exist in Harry Potter. I don't want to just be like a fucking Elder Scrolls ninja. The seasons is really cool. That's a touch. That's something that's something that I appreciate a lot. And I'm sure a lot of people do, but it's something they didn't need to do at all. Nobody would have fucking been like, hey, it would have been really great if there were seasons in this, but they added them. And that's really cool because you're at school, you're sitting there, you're studying, doing all this wizard shit. It's going to make it feel like time is passing. And it's a nice touch. And the tech behind it's really cool. Also, this capturing Pokemon thing's fucking dope looking. Overall, this game just seems like a love letter to Harry Potter. It seems like the people making this are super passionate. And it looks like they're not really holding back on it. It really seems like a full experience that I think a lot of people are going to be able to enjoy. It doesn't seem like you're going to have to be a Harry Potter fan to get into this. And I'm honestly pretty excited to try it out. It's coming out at the end of the year, so that's exciting because, you know, this year is the year of the bangers, dude. Like, this has already been such a great year. You know, Elden Ring is fantastic. One of my favorite games I've played, I think, ever. It's one of my favorite games, I think, ever. I was gonna say in the last 10 years, but I think it's just really great. And And then, this, I don't know if this is going to be my favorite game ever, but it's going to be a great way to end the year. We had a great start. Hopefully, I'm hoping we'll get a fucking lull in the middle of the year where we can kind of take a break and kind of collect ourselves from all the great games that have come out. Catch up on the things we wanted to play. But it seems like at the very least, at the end of the year, we're getting this big banger of a game. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are going to be satisfied with it from what I'm seeing, unless this footage is just in some way not indicative of the final product, which would be fucking illegal. I think somebody's getting sued if that were the case, but I don't think it's going to be the case. So, that's my thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy. Port key game. Somebody tell me, what is that? Is that like a Harry Potter thing? Is that like an event that's happening in this? Did I miss that in the video? Let me know. What'd you think of Hogwarts Legacy? Are you a Harry Potter fan, or are you not a Harry Potter fan? What are you thinking when it comes to this game? What's something that really excited you about it? What's some stuff you wish they would add to this or hope they have in this? Some key features, maybe something that happens in Harry Potter that you're like, it'd be really cool to visit that, see that, or talk to this person or that person. And what are you thinking when it comes to Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy? And let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. And that's gonna do it for this TLG Reacts. I'm excited, guys. Hopefully you are. And stay tuned. We got Tasty Cast coming out soon. Hopefully I'll have Elden Ring. I can't talk right now. Hopefully I'll have Elden Ring finished by then, so I can talk about it in detail. I'm on the last boss, so I gotta just do that, and then I'll have finished Elden Ring, and we can talk about it then. Until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.